that light goes off when the Philadelphia Eagles season is over. Before I get to my thoughts of the 2014 Eagles and my predictions and just my overall expectations for the team, I just want to take a moment to thank a number of you that have come back again for what is now a 4th year of these football videos that I've been making here for you guys. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, these are hands down my favorite series of videos to make. I understand there's a lot of you that don't like them. You don't care for American football, egg ball, or whatever you call it, hand egg, whatever dumb shit name it is. That's fine. You're welcome to see the title of this video and skip over it. Each year, we go through the same thing, where a number of people kick and scream and cry, thumbs down my videos, leave negative comments. It's not going to change anything. I'm going to make these videos. I enjoy making these videos, and each year, more and more people appreciate me making these videos. In fact, there are people that are subscribed to my channel just to see these videos. Anyway, on to the meat of the matter. 2014 Eagles. A team that I'd feel a lot better about if not so many people were confident about them. I can tell you right now, I don't like hearing a number of news publications and TV personalities like Chris Collinsworth coming out saying, like, you know, look out, the NFC Super Bowl picture, the NFC, you know, the Eagles look like one of the front runners. I don't know. I kind of just like it when things are just mellow for this team. There's not too many expectations. There's not unrealistic expectations, but that they're just like, yeah, the Eagles are a good team. Because I don't know. I always feel better because every time in Philadelphia, in my lifetime, that the quote-unquote team has been the team to beat, they've been beat. And I don't want to go down that route again. I don't want to get dick teased again. And frankly, one other thing that bugs me is a number of people that are saying, like, boy, it would be nice just to see Chip Kelly go one step further than last year and win a home playoff game. Win a home playoff game. And make sure it's not against a team like San Francisco or Seattle in the first round. You got to make sure you lock up either that 2nd or 3rd spot, because you don't want to be that 4th team that plays that wild card game, because it's more than likely either going to be Seattle or San Francisco, and you don't want to face one of them. Fuck that noise. I don't care about playoff wins. I care about playoff wins that get to the Super Bowl. I care ultimately about the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. I've seen the Philadelphia Eagles win so many fucking playoff games in my lifetime that I lost count of them. You know, this isn't Dallas, Texas, where I sit there and I say, oh, what's happened over the last 22 years? Well, there was that one playoff game that we won, and that's it. Man, I've seen this team reach the mountaintop and just fall short of getting to the very tippy top. I don't care about beating a lesser team in the playoffs. Fucking bring on Seattle in the first round. Bring on San Francisco in the first round. I want this team to prove its worth by beating the best. By beating teams that they're not supposed to. Proving the critics wrong. I want a champion that people are going to remember. But let's get there first, people. Last year, I was very impressed. I was not a Chip Kelly ardent supporter. I wasn't the guy jumping on the Chip bus right away. I was like, this guy has got some proving to do to me. Because I don't like that jumping out of college shit and thinking you're going to be hot shit in college right off the bat. What did he do? He won 10 games from a team that won 4 games the year before. Now, people like to gloss over last year, say, you know, oh, it was a weak schedule. They beat a lot of teams that didn't make the playoffs. But see, here's the thing. A lot of teams that didn't make the playoffs that they beat were fringe teams to get in the playoffs. I mean, on top of being a playoff team like Green Bay, they take out Detroit, take out Chicago, take out Arizona. Arizona should be in the playoffs, should have been in the playoffs, but they just had the unfortunate luck of the wild card teams having a slightly better record. I think San Francisco won a tiebreaker, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, no, it wasn't a tiebreaker. But anyway, the Eagles get a lot of slack last year because they had a quote-unquote soft schedule. You can only play the teams that are on your schedule, and I don't remember people saying that, oh my God, the Eagles have such a soft schedule. Look at the schedule they have. It's terrible. They're going to get 10 wins easily. No one was predicting that. So I respect the set. Chip set up a beautiful program. And I'm wowed, I'm impressed, and I can't wait to see more. I like what they did in the offseason. I like some of the additions. I like some of the subtractions. This team is better than they are last year. And that's without Deshaun on it. We'll get to that in a second. All right. Realistically, what am I expecting from this team? Like I said, it's a team that I feel is better on paper than what they were last year. I think the chip system is working, that people are buying into it on this team, that people are being quote-unquote more obedient to the chip way, and I think that way is going to be the most successful way. And getting rid of a diva like Deshaun Jackson, which granted was one of the most exceptional players on the team now, I've come and I've sobered up a bit more about what happened, because I was really bitter the fact that we got rid of him for nothing. Now, don't get me wrong. If he goes and he streaks the shit out of the field in Washington, and they go on to the promised land, and he's one of the biggest pieces, Chip Kelly is going to get thrown on the fryer so fast, and I'm going to be one of the people there turning up the flame. But as of right now, I'm taking a unit that he's building here on this team of just a uniform locker room of guys that get together, that want to do the chip way, that want to be a cohesive unit. They don't want a diva like Deshaun in the locker room. Granted, not all of them wanted Deshaun to go, but you get what I'm saying. So, no quarterback controversy this year. Last year we had Mike Vick and Nick Foles fighting out to be the starters in preseason, and Mike Vick outplayed Nick Foles. And what happened there? Mike Vick went on to injure himself in typical Mike Vick fashion and not even finish the season. Nick Foles comes in and puts up godlike stats. 2 interceptions the whole year, and my God. Now, am I realistically expecting Nick Foles to put up the ratio of touchdowns to interceptions as he did last year? Hell no. Hell no. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws 6, 7, 8 picks this year or more. But I don't expect him to be complete trash. I've liked how he's looked in preseason, but again, it's preseason. I can only take so much worth out of that. And all the people saying that, you know, oh, Mark Sanchez looked a lot better in preseason than Nick Foles. Mark Sanchez was an experienced veteran quarterback facing second and third string guys. He should look good. Let's not lose light of that. Nick Foles was facing the first team guys. All right, so all the Mark Sanchez, you know, hype thrower outers there, just simmer down. Anyway, let's just get this on position per position here. As I said, quarterback, Nick Foles. I got some notes here, so I'm going to be referencing them. It's one of the few times I make videos where I reference notes. Nick Foles, I'm a believer in him. Now, I am not just a complete buyer into him. I believe that he can work in the Chip Kelly system. I believe he can excel in the Chip Kelly system. Do I believe other quarterbacks can do a lot better here? Absolutely. And in all honesty, Chip Kelly would like another quarterback here, especially the guy in Oregon that's throwing the ball around that's coming out in the draft next year, but that's a whole nother year of discussion. Anyway, Nick Foles, I'm digging it. I mean, just do your thing, take your time, be poised in the pocket, and don't make dumbass errors, because that's the one thing that is going to burn your ass real quick here, is making dumbass errors. And that's the one thing that he didn't do last year, was make dumbass errors, spare a time or two. So, quarterbacks, we're fine. Backup situation with Mark Sanchez, we're fine. When you have a backup quarterback, you want to feel he can win at least 2 out of 4 games if need be. Mark Sanchez can win 2 out of 4 games here. Running back wise, there's no doubt this is probably the best running back core in the game of football right now. With LaShawn McCoy, with the pickup of Darren Sproles, not so much as a backfield threat, but Sproles is going to bring in that about 10 or so touches per game that is going to draw respect anytime he's on the field, because there's so many things he can do, either running out of the backfield, coming up to the line, taking a slant route, taking a slot reception. My God, you finally have a guy that is a certified slot receiver that isn't going to be a tight end. He's going to be a speed guy in the slot, a Wes Welker type, slot type receiver, a tough little kid. He's going to be great. That is, without a shadow of doubt, the biggest acquisition, the most wow factor I have from this team that they did in the offseason. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what this team looks like with the tandem of McCoy and Sproles in the backfield. Let's hope they both stay healthy. Knock on wood. Wide receivers. All right. We lost Deshaun Jackson. Got a lot of B guys. Riley Cooper's going to be your A guy. Jeremy Macklin's coming back from that torn ACL. And let's be honest, he's a Mike Vick type player that is just like, you're like, oh my God, what game is he going to go out? He's just banged up, so battered, and even in preseason, that game at Pittsburgh, we thought he got shot in the kneecap, and then all of a sudden he's back in the game. I don't have confidence in him, but I'll tell you what, I feel more confident taking an injury to wide receivers than I do taking an injury to tight ends, which we'll get to in a second here. Like the pickup of Jordan Matthews, a.k.a. the not Deshaun Jackson wide receiver. And he looked good in preseason, but again, it's preseason. This is a guy who, you better brace yourselves for this, Philly, could be the #1 guy. I mean, Macklin's an injury-prone case, and Riley Cooper was walking around a boot for 80% of preseason here. You can't exactly expect both of those guys to just absolutely be there. So is Jordan Matthews ready to step up and be a #1 guy in his rookie season? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, these guys better keep playing. That's the tight ends. Zach Ertz, Brent Selleck, these guys are going to be the it factor for this team this year. Brent Selleck, one tough motherfucker, has a little bit of the case of the dropsies in recent years. Hopefully he can get rid of that. Now, last year I told you guys, if there is one guy you could bank on, pick on your fantasy teams, it's going to be a fucking game breaker. I told you it was LaShawn McCoy. Last year, it was arguable that LaShawn McCoy was even a top 10 running back. Now he is arguably the best running back in the league next to Adrian Peterson. Frankly, I think he's better than him because he's got a, well, I don't think he's that much younger, but he doesn't have a completely reconstructed knee like Adrian Peterson does. But, yeah, anyways, that's a whole different debate. But this year, tight end, breakout star, a guy that is going to that is starting to click and got the go-ahead touchdown in that Eagles-Saints playoff game, Zach Ertz. My God, keep an eye on this guy. This is going to be a breakout year for Zach Ertz. That is a Chip Kelly through and through type player. That is a guy that Chip Kelly just fucking loves. That's why he picked him on this team. That's why he targeted him as much as he did in his rookie year last year. I see him being just the heart and soul of that offense, beyond the quarterback and LaShawn McCoy, but in the heart of the field, I should have said. Look for Zach Ertz to have a big breakout year. You know, he's not really getting much credit and publicity when, you know, you see the fantasy shows talking about top tight ends. My God, they're underestimating this guy. Trust me. I told you everyone was underestimating LaShawn McCoy last year, and what did he end up doing? He ended up fucking shit 6 ways from Sunday. That's what he ended up doing. So tight ends, I'm fine. Oh my God, I always say preseason doesn't mean anything, but the one true test you can get on preseason is how your kicker performs, because there's not really much difference other than nerves of kicking in a game versus a preseason game. Alex Henry, you're about as fucking fired as fired can be. Parkey. I should remember that name is slant rhyme. Cody Parkey came in and kicked 2 50-plus yard field goals on the Jets' Game 4 preseason matchup. And Henry, longest field goal in his career was 51 yards, and this kid comes in and kicks a 52 and 53-yarder, and on top of that, wasn't told he was going to be kicking these field goals until 30 seconds before the kick took place. Chip Kelly went over and said, we're not letting Henry kick this, you're going in, go. And he's like, what? I was told Henry was kicking the second half, what? Goes in, completely poised, bang, 50-plus yard field goal. Confidence as could be. A fucking green as grass rookie that we traded. Who trades to get a kicker? Eagles do. And it looks like that might pay off. Thank you, Indianapolis. You might regret giving that guy up. But anyway, it's looking like this kid is going to be the solid foot kicker for him. And I actually was in belief that there was a little conspiracy theory going here that Chip Kelly was deliberately either telling Alex Henry to miss a lot of field goals or keep him playing even though he was playing bad, because I thought Chip Kelly was going to use that as a chip to put out on the table and say, like, well, you know, we got a 4th and 2 here and it's about a 45 to 55 yard field goal. We're going to go for it on 4th and 2. And it would help criticism against him if he would have been like, look, you know, just Alex Henry just doesn't kick good, so I figured we'd go for it on 4th and 2 there. Thought it was a no-brainer rather than try and kick a 50-yard field goal. And, you know, the general public would be like, you know what, Alex Henry probably would have missed that kick. So going for it would have been better, because at least the ball would be near the line of scrimmage rather than where Alex Henry fucked up and missed the upright. So I thought that's what they were going for. Lo and behold, they're working a trade in the back end to get this Parkey guy from Indianapolis. He looks like a stud. But then again, it's just a couple kicks, and I'm not going to tell you that, oh, he's going to kick 6 field goals in week 1 against Jacksonville. No. We'll see. We'll see. Much like a lot of things on this team. We'll see. Defensive ends. Vinny Curry. I don't know what they have against him. I keep hearing in sports talk radio that he doesn't fit the Chip Kelly system. They can't find a way to work him in the Chip Kelly system. And get the fuck rid of him. He's your best pass rusher. Get rid of him. Trade him for something that fits in the Chip Kelly system. You can't even barely see the guy get time on the field. It blows my mind. Fletcher Cox, Taylor Hart, Damian Square, he can square his ass to the cut line. He's probably going to be out of here. Cedric Thornton, Brandon Bear, Vinny Curry, I mean, my God. He blows these guys out of the water aside from Fletcher Cox. I mean, I should have, Fletcher Cox, he deserves a solid player. Anyway, moving on to offense, or excuse me, what am I saying? I just covered offense. Moving on with defense. Defensive tackles, Benny Logan, I guess that's good. Then again, this team isn't going to be known for getting sacks and constant pressure, much like they weren't last year. One deceiving stat that I heard sports radio talking about is how the Eagles, I think they were 28th or 29th in the league in yardage given up, which, while may be true, a lot of it has to do with the Chip Kelly style offense, where the offense is, you know, cycling on off the field real fast, getting the defense on. The defense is actually facing more offensive plays because of the system that Chip Kelly runs. So therefore, the defense is going to give up more yardage. In fact, the number of plays that offenses ran against the Philadelphia Eagles defense was top 3 in the league. So naturally, you're going to give up a lot of yardage simply by, you know, the law of averages. In fact, that the number of plays run against them were so many. Linebackers, Connor Barwin. I'm looking for a big step-up year from him this year. He had a few games where he really shined. It looked like he was going to be that great stud linebacker, and then he'd have games where he's complete shit. Anyways, get involved, solid guy that can put pressure on the line, solid guy to stop the run, solid guy even just to get a hand on the ball, disrupt the pass, block the passing route, anyways, blah, blah, blah. Trent Cole, you may be getting long in the tooth, but you're one of the best linebacker options we got right now. Michael Kendricks, Casey Matthews, why are you on this team? Oh, that's right, you played for that university up in the Northwest. What was it? Oh, the University of Oregon. Wasn't Chip Kelly a coach there? Oh, that's weird. So are nine other players here, members of the Oregon Ducks alumni. Boy, what a coinky dink that is. Anyway, Casey Matthews, hopefully. Sorry, there's a fucking fly in here. Doesn't he know I'm filming a very important video here? Jesus Christ. Anyway, cornerbacks. Oh my God. Curtis Marsh. Please, just have your card break down every single day if you make this team. In fact, I think you may have actually been cut already. So any other team, if you make it on any other team, please, I hope your card breaks down and you are unable to make it to every single game for the rest of your career. And you'll still get paid, so, you know, that won't be too bad. Brandon Boykin, I'm hoping that he can really stay motivated off that pick he had, that Week 17 game against Dallas, take that into this year and pull off some more picks late in the fourth quarter and end games and send more Dallas fans home crying. That would be great. Safeties, you got the big signing of Malcolm Jenkins, who is, well, he's better than what they had. I'm not going to mention his name because I mentioned his name too much and I just want to be moved on from him, but he's the guy who happens to be playing again for the New England Patriots, and he fucking sucks. He fucking sucks. I don't want to mention his name anymore. I mentioned him too much last year. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, not much else to go over. Tackles, guards. Best offensive line in football. If I can be a homer and say so much. Best offensive line in football. If it wasn't for our second-year tackle getting busted for taking PEDs. Anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to go over offensive-wise. Punter Donnie Jones. Hell of a kicker. Hell of a guy in his position in his own right. So, what do I realistically expect from this team this year? I keep hearing so many people say this Eagles team has such a harder schedule than they did last year. I can't disagree with that anymore, simply from the fact that the NFC East is so much softer than what it was last year. Washington doesn't fear me. New York? I'm sorry, what? I hear you New York fans saying, we got this guy, we got this guy, we got this guy, we got this guy. Yeah, they replaced half the team. You also got Eli Manning at quarterback and a backup quarterback that is completely outshining him in preseason. But again, it's preseason football, I know. Anyway, Eli put up 27 interceptions this year. Oh, I'm fucking shaking. My God, don't bring that to Philly. Whoa. Fucking scared. Yeah, I know you beat the Eagles last year with Matt Barkley at quarterback. Shh. Anyway. Oh, Dallas. I'm sorry, am I forgetting to talk about you? Who you guys got on defense? That's what I thought. Anyway, and Tony Romo. Yeah, he's one of the biggest he's one of the greatest fantasy quarterbacks ever, because fantasy doesn't usually go into the playoffs. Thank God for that. But a guy coming off of back surgery, nearing the end of his career just in age. Des Bryant is still a beast, don't get me wrong. But man, you lose half your sacking capability on the defensive line. Replace DeMarcus Ware with another DeMarcus who hurts his foot and isn't going to be playing until November at best. Oh my God, it's going to be great. It's going to be great for Dallas. It's great to be not fans of Dallas and watch them just completely fall apart, but it's going to be great. Anyway, so those three teams alone. The only team that really fears me, and like I said, you know, Washington, I said, is not really much to worry about, but you never know. you never know if the RG3 from a few years ago is going to come back and just dominate this division again. But seeing him play in preseason shows me just a guy that has a terrible quarterback IQ. This guy's trying to make SportsCenter highlights, trying to get extra yardage and getting slammed by a tackle out of bounds. What the fuck are you thinking, dude? No one cares about your level of play in the preseason. Well, frankly, a lot of people in Washington do tend to care, because I'm hearing a lot of people saying that Kirk Cousins deserves to be in rather than you. So anyways, enjoy that quarterback controversy. And frankly, I don't think RG3 or Deshaun are even going to last to that Week 4 matchup against Philadelphia. It's a damn shame because, well, actually it's not a shame because I think Deshaun would have burned the shit out of Philly. But who knows, maybe he will play. And he's got a chip to grind with old Chip, pun intended. Anyway, kind of a tough schedule as far as them facing the AFC South this year. I think like a game like the Titans that just reeks of a trap game, where it's like, hey, the Eagles should be able to beat the Titans, but I'm just like, I don't know, I smell trap game. It's like that game against Minnesota last year. If this fucking bug buzzes my face one more time. It's like that game in Minnesota last year where it's like, oh yeah, the Eagles are considerably better. No Adrian Peterson, no problem. And they get smacked around in Minnesota like it was nothing. Now, just to make a long story short and not do game-by-game predictions, because I'm going to be doing that as the year goes on each game, I see this team as a minimum 10-win team. As good as last year, I would be stunned if they get less than 5 wins just in division games. Just in division games. I could see them maybe losing 1 game to Washington, and that's about it. Beating Dallas twice, beating New York twice, beating Washington once, 5 wins right there. Get 5 wins like that, 10 wins is a piece of cake for them. It's a team that's going to put up a lot of numbers, but also give up a lot of points. This offense is a fucking juggernaut. Make no mistake about it. However, this defense is fucking trash, especially the secondary. Who knows? Maybe Malcolm Jenkins will step up. Maybe Kerry Williams will back up his 5-mile-a-minute mouth. You know, both guys are decent players in their own right, but I want superstars again, man. I want the days of Brian Dawkins back. I want to see some Earth. I want to see a fucking Sheldon Benjamin crumpling hit in the playoffs like I used to. What the fuck, man? Anyways, well, actually, no, I don't want that because that's a penalty now. One thing that I want to say that is beneficial to the defense is the penalty calling right now. My God, you can't even sneeze in the direction of a receiver right now without getting a penalty thrown. Now, will the amount of penalties from the preseason transition into the regular season? I don't know. But I can tell you what, if they do, this Eagles defense is going to commit a lot less penalties because getting a hand on a receiver isn't a problem because they get dusted by receivers. They don't even get close to them, so the contact ain't going to be an issue. I feel bad for Seattle because it's almost like these rules are being put in place just to stifle them in the way they play, but then that's a whole nother story, and this ain't the Seattle Seahawks video. So, I see the Eagles as a 10-win team. I see them going into the playoffs. Now, what exactly they do in the playoffs, I'm not going to tell you, because I'm going to make a video a little later today with my whole league prediction and who I think is going to make the playoffs, who I'm going to predict going into the Super Bowl. And we'll see if I can get my prediction correct again last year when I backed the Seattle Seahawks from day one. Told you they were going to go into the Promised Land and defeat the mighty Peyton Manning in Denver. That's exactly what I said, right? Okay. Anyway, get that video out to you a little later today. And again, thank you guys for caring at all about these football videos. Just the fact that even a few hundred of you, if need be, just a few hundred of you even cared to watch these, I'd be more than thrilled. But I'm doing it mainly because I want to. I like the interaction of just talking football with you guys because it's something that I've held so passionately in my life. I followed for so long. Enough with the sappy shit and the video. It's so fucking long, Archfiend. Okay. Have a good day, everyone. Go Eagles. And as always, fuck the Dallas Cowboys. God, they're going to get fucked so bad this year. It's going to be great. Watch them win the division now. Fuck me. Have a good day, guys.